Hi, this is Josh Delaney. I'm here with Whitney and Kyle Mallet, and they just finished up 4 weeks and finishing up the last 2 months, going through the education portions. And so I thank you guys for doing everything with us, and I'm going to ask you a few different questions and kind of note your progress and see how all you did. So, Kyle, let's just start with you. And you guys can answer this together as well on some of these questions. So, what made you want to start the program together?
Well, for me, I was diagnosed with GERDs, and over some time, it just got to a point where I was so dependent on medication that I didn't want to do that anymore. I heard a lot of bad, things about the medication that I was on. I didn't want to be dependent on medication.
Right.
So um, I wanted to change my diet and I needed help.
Got it. I remember going through all of that with you whenever we first started too. And so, Whitney, what about you?
Um, I just needed to. I had also been diagnosed with high blood pressure, and just wanted to do something that wasn't. I don't know. I'm young, and I just looked at it as I wanted to be able to. I got a 10-year-old that I want her to think I'm cool, and so I don't know. I just wanted to get healthy, but I wanted to learn in a good way. Like I wanted it to be something that I could follow through with later on and not have to constantly be buying this pill or constantly be buying this meal plan or, like these foods only that someone ships to me or something. I wanted to, and I actually got him on board when I was telling him about it. I was like, hey, we could do this together. Because he wasn't really at first. He was like, and I was like, come on, man, come on. And
Right.
So, yeah, because he's always been the tall, skinny one that no one ever thought. They were like, oh, he doesn't even need to lose weight. And I'm like, dad bod strong.
So, what results have you all seen?
Down 20 pounds, several inches lost on my waist and back area. Results overall, higher energy. Like I used to have cramps, and actually talk about the blood pressure as well. I don't have to be on blood pressure medicine at all. It's really kind of amazing changing your diet, what that does for your dependency on other things, and feel refreshed, like rejuvenated, and it's been an amazing. The decision that we've made has been amazing.
Great. How's the GERD now?
I have no issues whatsoever.
That's fantastic.
It was insane. Almost maybe into the second week of doing the meal plans, they like went away completely. Like some of and he would have severe, like we would go in and they would think it was his gallbladder or an appendix, something like that. They were pretty severe, and he hasn't had a single episode, pain, anything since we've started. It's
fantastic.
Astounding.
Going from being a chemo, cancer survivor and going through chemo and all the destruction and long-term side effects that I have to control a lot of my issues with my diet, and I understand how painful that can be. So that's amazing. I'm really glad that happened. So Whitney, I know you've had a lot of personal stuff going on, and what results have you seen? I was very happy with you, especially with what all has been going on. So what did you see at the end of it?
At the end of this, clothes fit definitely a lot better. I actually bought some pants, and I bought a size that I haven't bought since probably high school. And I called him and I was like, oh my gosh, the size I should be getting, I can't even wear. They're too big. And so definitely a physical, I have a lot of energy. We go a lot. And so
yes, you do.
go get groggy sometimes, because I'm a mom. But definitely energy and just I don't know, just I think mine's more like physical, being able to look in the mirror and see. I really wish I would have taken like the side shot, because I think that's where you can tell it the most in me, and I didn't do it at the beginning. And but I just feel, I think confidence too, it's given me a good confidence boost. I feel, you know, I don't know,
Comfortable in your skin.
comfortable.
Good.
And you know,
And
so
how much did you lose overall?
ultimately I've lost 21 pounds, and I've done a crud job sticking to it with everything. But water was one of my big factors. And I was a water drinker. So like, I was like, God, when do you drink water? Why is this, but not the recommended amount? And I think that was one of my big factors, even when I did cruddy on days, you know?
Right.
And I would try not to do, like, when I have had my weak moments, like I try not to like completely derail the whole day, but you were always really good to be like, hey, it's just a day, you know, it's not the whole, you know. And so I didn't really beat myself up about it too much, but yeah, still 21 pounds. So
Hey, you did great.
Yeah.
Very proud of you.
Yeah.
Always enjoy hearing the comments that you hear throughout the process. A lot of times we look at ourselves in the mirror all the time and we don't notice some of the changes that we go through. So what are some of the comments while you all were going through this program that you heard from other people?
Well, some of my employees, you know, they've noticed how much better I've eaten, and they've just commented on how much healthier I look, I guess, if that makes, I don't know. It's hard to see an actual physical change with me because I'm so tall, and
Right.
you know,
You're a very tall individual.
yeah. If it's like a drastic type of change that I made, then you might be able to see it, you know. But they've like really noticed. Well, they'd have noticed the energy that I bring, and you know, continuing with, you know, my continued diet. They've noticed. Well, I don't know if they've noticed a whole lot more than that. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
they've just made comments about, you know, what are you doing? You know, just curious about the program that they went on a program that was similar. I don't know who I guess they knew a friend or something like that, but it woke their eyes up, you know, to the ideas of eating healthier and that type of thing as well. It started to get contagious.
They get self-conscious. They make
know?
comments about, I really shouldn't be eating this cheeseburger, you know, because Kyle's eating that over there, you know, that like it makes them a little more self-conscious about what they're eating.
Right.
So, yeah.
So.
Okay. And what about you, Whitney?
I've gotten a lot of comments about, even though he had bigger meal sizes than me, but like the frequency, a lot of people were like this is more than I've seen you eating like in a long time. Like you're eating a lot all the time. And I've gotten comments. I've never had a horrible complexion, but like I've gotten more comments on my complexion, that it looks good. And then just overall like appearance, people can tell that I've lost. But one of the big ones is how like the frequency of eating, and then like they're like, you're still eating a lot. It's like it's crazy to them that you're losing, but you're still, you know, especially when I was doing really good and I had my little lunch pail that I would bring that would have my breakfast, lunch, and you know, my smoothie, my snacks and everything in it. They were like, geez, you're, you know, I was like, yeah, I eat a lot. So yeah.
Well, I don't think you guys ever complained about starving during the process.
No.
You know, so I enjoyed making Kyle's meals because it was like 3 wraps or 3 sandwiches. So I was like, gosh, he's just such a big guy. So
like his breakfast, I would help make, because I would have a smoothie every morning, and so I'd be like, you're seriously eating like how many eggs and how many egg whites?
Yeah.
I'd be like is this, and you get bacon?
Right.
Well, I get a smoothie, you know? Yeah. So
What do you think has been the biggest thing that's contributed to all success?
I didn't want to be dependent on medicine. I didn't want to, be 40 years old and have some kind of a blood pressure issue and heart disease and that type of thing. It does run on my dad's side of the family, and I didn't want to be a statistic in that. I wanted to get the education of, eating healthier. That is definitely something that has been missing throughout my life as a child and stuff like that. We just kind of ate whatever.
you were supposed to say teamwork makes the dream work.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I was supposed to say. Teamwork makes the dream work. And tattling on each other occasionally.
Right. I always enjoy coaching the couples because of the tattling. I think that's funny.
Yeah.
And Whitney, we got you. I don't think we mentioned that earlier, but we got you off of the blood pressure medication.
Yeah,
too.
I went to the doctor last week and my blood pressure was really good. I was having to take I was on blood pressure medicine, and because I was on that blood pressure medicine, I also had to take potassium because it made me deficient in my potassium.
Mhm.
And so I was able to come off of both of those, which is I was really excited. And it was one of my goals,
Right.
to be able to come off of that.
That's great. Yeah, a lot of times when we get into the pharmaceutical drugs and the symptomatic based medicine, it's, you get to take one pill because you're taking another pill. And before you know it, you're sitting there taking 8 different pills. And so I'm glad that we were able to do preventative work on this and actually reverse some of these medical side effects that you guys are having. So that's fantastic. So do you feel like the meal plans were easy to follow? I enjoyed you guys. I think you guys are a great example of, if you do not have a meal plan that fits your routine, it's nearly impossible to follow. I know that we had a lot of issues every week with you guys, like your schedule was changing every week, and then we would make those changes and things like that happen. Of course, Whitney, you had some other personal things that were dang near impossible to follow, but you still did a really good job. But at the end of the day, the meal plans are designed as a template. And we try to make those meal plans and give you varieties to follow to keep it fun. And as you've discovered, we're really subliminally getting you guys used to the different macro levels and the calories. And now when you're on your own, you kind of know what to do. And there's a reason why we did that for 4 months. And Whitney, you did it obviously because you still lost 20 pounds and you probably followed it, like 30 or 40% of the time, but you were being mindful in looking at what you had to eat that day and trying to match it the best you could. And that's the whole point of our meal plans. It's not that you're going to rub, those, you all chose to do a lot of wraps and sandwiches. I think we used every wrap and sandwich recipe we had. And I was like, I don't have any more. Yeah. But you guys chose that, and that's what you wanted to do, and it obviously worked. But those are all templates, and you guys enjoyed it. But there was nothing special about rubbing the 2 sandwiches or 2 wraps together that you were eating to make your weight fall off. It was all in the macro ratios that we were doing, and you guys have figured that out now. So, so yeah. Do you feel for the most part that they were easy to follow? Assuming everything was going right in your personal life.
And honestly, even like being out, like I was having to be and not being able to prep, it still was easy to find like something close, like get it as close as possible.
Yes.
But yes, I think they were super. I loved being able to like do my grocery shopping and know that I only needed XYZ, and it worked out perfectly. It was nice. The recipes were super easy. But yeah, it was super easy to follow. We really didn't have
30 minutes to an hour prepping,
not even because we usually, we're kind of slackers, but usually we would do it in the morning before, because we're for punishment.
Well, and you all would leave and like you're not coming back for the rest of the day. So whenever you guys are talking about your prep time, you prep everything
Yeah.
that morning and preparing for the entire day. It wasn't just, a breakfast, because we try to keep your prep times on everything, less than 5 minutes. The dinners would be a little bit longer, but we try to keep it simple and on the go food for the most part to fit your schedule. So, okay.
Yeah.
What was the favorite part of the program for you two?
What's your favorite part?
I'll have to think about that one for a second.
Mine probably was the meal plans, because I don't know, it was like thoughtless, because I did really good for a little bit, and then
You did.
we were a
were
couple
killing it in
months
the
in, and
beginning.
then kind of that boom. But because it was nice, it was a nice like prepping and stuff in the morning. Some mornings it was a little hectic, but like it was time that we got to spend together. And so like the meal plans, I really did. That was one of my favorite, probably my favorite parts of the program. And I did like, I like the group. I don't comment a whole lot on the Facebook group, but I watch it. I'm a scanner and I'm a watcher. I'm not super interactive, but like there always were very helpful things out there. And just hearing other people and hearing what, is going on with them. And so, but probably the meal plans, honestly, like being able to, and seeing food that, like we got some new recipes that we didn't ever think, and we found some things that we were like, hey, I don't really like this, but like that was something really big for him. He came in with a lot more like, I don't even like this. And homeboy now eats bell peppers and all kinds of stuff.
He was the picky one in this one. I remember this.
Like, they're so good. I'm gonna put them on this and then, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. Now guacamole is still out for me. I never found my love for avocados, but yeah. So probably meal plans and just discovering new ways to put things together.
Great.
Was nice. So.
I think I've become passionate about, a mixture of different recipes, like the Elvis sandwich,
Oh my God.
That's a popular one. If I could put it on your plan, there's a lot of calories, and so not very many people get to enjoy it.
He had a weird oatmeal one day, and I was like, that sounds absolutely disgusting. And he was like, it's the best. And it was like oatmeal with like egg whites in it, and then blueberries, and then honey or something like that. He was like, it's the best thing ever. And I was like, that's disgusting. But he got to, really step outside his box with this meal plan. So
yeah, venturing out, out of the norm of what I know of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I mean, every bit of our meal plans were outside my comfort zone.
Yeah. Well, we like to push the box a little bit, because as we restrict ourselves, psychologically, that's where we set ourselves up for failure. So, not all of our recipes, again, there's nothing special about losing weight on the recipes, but it keeps it fun. It keeps you interactive. It keeps you learning, because it does get boring. Having chicken breast again today. All of us as human beings, we go in there, we probably all fall back on 5 things that we eat, and that's it. So we try to have those recipes that we generate and stuff for you to keep it a little bit more exciting. So other than getting you off of the blood pressure medication and things like that, how else has this helped you for the future, do you believe?
There is no question the education piece, being able to make, this is a life-altering decision that we've made, a journey that we've started that is going to be something that we carry on for a lifetime. And our children, we're carrying that over to our children to eat healthier. And, there's a lot of spotlight around, the changes that we're making. We've become passionate about it. And I think that, our family members and close friends and that type of thing can see that. So we're definitely going to be able to take that and just continue on from here with a healthier living.
That's exactly why we've developed this program. The exact reason why we developed this program. It's to establish an emotionally and physically sustainable lifestyle. And I think, you know, everything that you guys have gone through, how busy your schedule is, you can do it, and this is proof that you can do it. You guys have been through a lot. It's been super stressful. I've been worried about you, and you still did well. We still reversed the blood pressures, the medications, and we still got to establish that. So you guys are living proof that happens. That's fantastic. So that being said, would you recommend our program to others?
Oh, 10 out of 10. And we tell people all the time. Like, I know he's told probably more because I don't see very many people, but like I tell him all the time, I'm like, it's just because it's a lifestyle change, it's not bad. Because even though I haven't done great, I still find myself looking at labels.
Yep.
And looking for some of those, you know, crucial things like the fats that are in there, the trans fats, and looking at the sugar content and the carbs, and, you know, looking at all that stuff. And even though I still am a little putting it all together, but I'm still consciously and making, you know, switches in some of the things we used to buy. Well, we don't buy that anymore because it's high in this and it's high in this,
Right.
and you know, and so we definitely tell people, you know, I tell, hey, this is something you ought to try out, you know, or you know, it's so easy to, you know, it's easy. It is a lot of information.
Right.
But you know, you guys make it easier by helping throw, and then you kind of see, instead of having to come up with it on your own, you know, you kind of see what it looks like. You know, you can kind of test drive the car before, you know, just building it, you know, or whatever. And so I really liked that about it because it's just really, I don't know, it just made it very helpful to see, oh, okay, this is what this looks like, and this is what this looks like. And
right.
You know,
That's exactly why we do it. Right.
Yeah.
Very highly recommend. There's no question. I was a skeptic, like she was saying, in this whole process, and not just skeptical, but I'm just a tight money guy, and
Sure.
didn't want to justify, you know, the additional cost, and like, this is the best decision that we ever could have made.
That's fantastic.
There is no amount of money that really we could have spent for the education that we received.
Right.
There's no question that we would spend even 10 times more than that. Honestly, this is just, it has changed our lives. I mean, it is remarkable.
That's
Definitely
fantastic.
10 out of 10.
Well, this is the exact example of why we developed this. This couldn't be any better. So I certainly appreciate you guys. We've still got some more education to go through. Whitney, I know you still want to lose some weight. Kyle, we're going to be doing some reverse dieting on you. So we're still not done, but congratulations. It's been a pleasure to work with you two. And I'm very, very proud of you, and thanks for getting on the video and communicating all this. So certainly appreciate it.
Thank
You guys have a good night.
all right, bye.